Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters That podcast. I'm your host, Brian, and today welcome a special guest. We got Tarek, aka Clocktowers. How you doing today, brother?
Good. How are you, man? Glad to be on here. How you doing, man?
Not too bad. And
Yeah.
did I pronounce your name right? It's almost like one of those fighting names, almost like a Spartan sort of soldier's name or something like
Tarek, it's a Saudi Arabian name. Actually, it means brightest shining star. It's in the Quran.
that. Oh, really? So, in which case, you're on the Persian side of the army in this case. So,
Neither are me. My last name is Czechoslovakian. So when you figure that out, let me know.
well, that's an interesting bunch right there. So, all right, we'll roll with it. But nonetheless, how you been recently? What you and Dakota been up to?
We've been getting this first record out. We put our first single, Ashes, out here a little while ago. It's doing really, really well for us. Working on releasing the second single from the record. We'll have a couple more singles after that before the full record release.
I guess while we're at it, I guess go tell the audience about Ashes. So, I guess what's it
Yeah,
about?
man. Ashes is a special song for us. It's the first single off the record. We had Jason Vibrooks come in and co-write with us. He's with Exorder, the bassist. And it was a special song. I had written about it. I was going through a separation from my wife of 12 years. And I was hanging out with some demons at the time and writing the song, and it's very emotional and it's very deep. And it was just, it started out as a ballad. So the journey of what it turned into was really, really awesome, and couldn't be happier with how the song turned out. And people really seem to be enjoying it, man.
That's good to hear. But sorry about the breakup you had to go through right there. So, but it does seem like you're still hanging out with demons, though, because you got the whole Iron Maiden collection behind you.
Yeah, I got a few of them, man.
I guess which one's your favorite? Because I always fought Eddie when he was doing the Number of the Beast, the whole puppeteer master going on there with the devil.
I'm with you, dude. That's my favorite one as well, man.
All right.
Number of the Beast, great record, man. Great band.
That's for sure. Though I wish they had played Number of the Beast live. They did The Prisoner, and it was great. It was still a great show. That was last year when I saw Iron Maiden, but they missed a couple of the big hits that they'd done, like on Peace of Mind. I did actually kind of wish they did Power Slave. Power Slave would have been nice. So
yeah, that would be amazing. I saw them on the Matter of Life and Death tour, to where they played the entire record and then just played a few of the classics. So yeah, that was kind of odd too. You want to hear all the old stuff, all the good stuff.
that's for sure.
The last time I saw them, they were great. I saw them several years ago, and they were really awesome, man. They put on a great show and had a great set list, man. It was strong. I'm glad I got to see them.
Actually, believe it or not, I told you I'm from the state of PA, and in one of our home games for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he actually came and sang the national anthem.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right, man. I saw that. That's really, really cool. And I think like the day before or something, he was here in Cincinnati signing autographs at like a horror convention. He was there. Geezer Butler of Black Sabbath was there too. I'm like, how is Bruce Dickinson and Geezer Butler in Cincinnati, both of them today, and I'm not there? Like, really?
This is going to turn into one of those Burnout Revenge or those high-speed games where you just speed the car through and just whizzing through traffic and everybody isn't. I mean, it probably would be. I mean, you got to catch them while you can. So
yeah, man. Yeah, I missed them. And yeah, that's really cool. He sang the national anthem. I was like, man, what a time we live in. I'm like, Bruce Dickinson singing the national anthem. This is insane.
That's for sure. Have you lived in Cincinnati your whole life, or have you moved around a good bit?
Mostly my whole life. Yeah, I lived in Indiana for 3 years, but other than that, I've been around Cincinnati area. Yeah.
It's a nice city. Unfortunately, we've always dripping through it. But there was, back at college, there's an opponent we faced in Kentucky called Thomas More, so we had to pass through Cincy just to get to it. So
Thomas More, yep, I'm familiar with it. I've spent some time in Pennsylvania as well. I had the cheese steak. It was really, really, really good. That was a good time. Yeah, I've spent some time in Pennsylvania as well, man. There's some beautiful country up there.
Thank you. But at the same time, that'd be Philly, by the way.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now that we got that out of the way and all introductions and everything, I want to welcome you, Tarek, to my podcast. And the way it's going to work is I just want to get to ask you some questions, get to know you more, both as the individual, but also as the musician as well. So, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll begin back at the beginning when he was just a wee lad. So I guess tell us your story of how you became a musician, and we'll get into more of Clocktowers and how you met Dakota.
Well, it probably started when I was 5 years old, and my dad had worked for a towing company, and he found a cassette tape in the back of a car and brought it home to me, and I played it, and I couldn't believe it. And somebody had written on it in ink pen, "Kiss." And so I just kept listening to that tape, and I thought it was awesome. And then it was probably, I can't remember. I was 5. It was a little while after that. And then I saw Kiss on television. And of course, with the visual, back then there's no internet, there's no cell phones, anything like that. So you got what you got on the TV when you got it. And I saw them, and it just blew my mind. And I couldn't believe it. So I was into Kiss probably all the way until I was 11. And then I heard AC/DC. And that's when my musical taste started branching out. And then I started playing drums and singing when I was around 16 or 17, and played in a lot of local bands through my life and didn't do a whole lot. And then got with a death metal band, and we started doing a lot of opening spots and going around. We would do like Detroit, Chicago, Louisville, things like that, opening for Summer Slaughter, Lamb of God, Devil Driver, stuff like that. So, cut our teeth and got some experience. And then I sang for the band War Curse, did their first record, did a tour with them. And that's when I really leveled up my game, and everything took a real serious turn. And after War Curse, I didn't do anything for a while, and then I met up with Dakota by chance, and I was in the metal band with him before, and I'd known him since he was 15 years old, and we said, yeah, we'll get together and jam, and we really didn't think anything would come of it. And we met up and sat down, and by the end of the night, we had wrote a song, and that it's going to be a single off this record. It's called Spirit Junkie. And that's how Clocktowers got started.
So you got a pretty interesting resume. You were even able to be a whole bunch of the Devil Driver, and you also knew about Exhorter, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, of course, for sure. Yeah, I actually I went to high school with Jason, and it was funny because Jason was a little different. Like he had. It was in the 80s, so like he had the long blonde hair and had the good pretty boy looks, and we were all rough edged and everything, so we were making fun of him and everything. And I remember he was like, yeah, I'm going out to LA and I'm gonna be a rock star. And everybody's like, okay dude, right on, whatever. Sure enough, dude, he's out there playing with Heathen, touring the world. He's a rock star, and then he played with Grip Incorporated, Dave Lombardo, and so I've known Jason for a long time. He's a really, really good dude, and he helped us a whole lot. And it's been really fun. It's been really, really cool, man.
I will say my knowledge of Exhorter is a little limited. I do know about their debut album, the whole Slaughter in the Vatican. And,
yeah, they're from down around Louisiana, man, like Pantera, and a lot of people will say that Pantera, that's where they got their style and their sound from. I'm not going to get in the middle of that, but if you listen to both bands, it's kind of obvious. You can hear it, man. So yeah, Exhorter is awesome, man. Kyle's really, really cool. They got Pat O'Brien now. Sasha on drums. God, I used to love Forbidden when I was younger, man. Great band. So yeah, that's a murderer's row of musicians right there with Exhorter, man.
I mean, we could say Exhorter was more of the adult version, and Pantera was rated R. So yeah.
There we go.
I mean, you could say
that's great. Yeah, that's great.
Oh yeah, but it was still badass. Actually, they almost had Kirk Weinstein at one point. He actually did.
Yes, yes. Yep. All those guys from down there, around there, know each other and jam together. And yeah, nasty musicians, man. I'm telling you.
But got pure hearts of gold. Or at least Kirk Weinstein. I can't speak for everybody else. So yeah.
Yeah, Kirk's awesome, man. Jason's a good dude too, man. For sure. I'll vouch for him.
All right. Keep on rocking out there, good brothers. So
yeah, man. Yeah.
All right. So getting to the Clocktowers. First off, how'd you guys come up with the name? Were you just jumping around with various ideas?
The death metal band that I was in, Dakota, came up with the name of that one, and he came up with the name of this one as well. And it just stuck. Loved it. It suited our music, and the visual of a clock tower could absolutely fit right with our music. So, it was perfect. We stuck with it.
I always think to the lyrics, it's in Mudvayne's song, The Patient Mental. It's like, I'm just a clock upon the wall, always moving, but never going anywhere. So
yeah. There's so much with time, man. Time is it's something that was originated from the beginning. That's what started everything, was time, of course. And it's on a schedule, and it's you can always question who came up with the concept of time. I have my beliefs. You have the story of Father Time. So it's some interesting mythology. You can do so much with it. But yeah, Clock Towers really fits, and it just suited us perfectly. It just
We're to make our own post shit right now. So yeah. That's very cool there. I see what you did. So let's see. Dakota came in about 15, and you had just left this other death metal band. So, and you guys jammed.
Yeah, I met Dakota when he was 15 years old. He's 30 now. I met him when he was 15 in the death metal band we were in. And when we were going out, like opening for like all these great bands, he was underage, so he would have to stay in the van. And he was only allowed in the venue like when he walked onto stage and put his guitar on. And he would play, and as soon as he was done, he'd have to go right back to the van. And that was awesome, man. We did that for like 7 or 8 years. And then we didn't see each other for years and years, like I said. And then we saw each other, and, hey, man, you want to get together and jam? Sure. Didn't think nothing of it, man. And like I said, we wrote the first Clock Tower song, Spirit Junkie, and been at it ever since religiously, man, for going on 3 years now.
That's good to hear. So it's almost like, we just picked up right where we left off. Big hugs.
Yeah, pretty much, except it was a lot different because Dakota and I are the only ones on the first record. We did the whole record by ourselves. He plays every instrument, and I sing. So that was really different to tackle that as only 2 men. You know what I mean? There was a lot of going back and forth about getting another band member, and I wanted to stick to our guns. And finally, he knew where I was coming from and understood that we felt like what we had was very special and very unique. And we just came to the conclusion, if we had involved someone else, it would have like completely changed our sound. And we just felt so strongly about what we had. We didn't want to do that. We welcomed Jason in. Jason helped us write. That was fantastic. But other than that, it was just us two and our game plan and sticking to our sound and sticking to our hearts, man. And I think we've got a good record, and I hope everybody enjoys it as much as we do.
I would say you guys were kicking some ass. I listened to the song Ashes last night. So yeah, that's just to fill the audience too. Go check it out on all streaming platforms.
Yeah, thanks. Everywhere you can, man. YouTube, we've got a full-length video up there as well. It's doing really good. Since we launched it, people are loving it. So yeah, go check it out. Share it with your friends. That's how we get an organic following. That's how we make Clock Towers work. That's how we make Clock Towers grow. It really is a connection with you, the people, the fans. You guys share us, you spread the word, and it spreads us around the world. And we'll continue to bring you the music that we have.
Amen to that. All right. So let's see. So you guys are currently just the three-piece set with you, Dakota, and Jason. Do you plan on adding another member? Or are you going to roll as a trio?
Jason's not a permanent member. He only played on Ashes on the record. That was it. Like I said, he came in as a co-writer. He co-wrote Ashes with us. You know, kicked me in the ass, got me going in the right direction in a lot of ways. And, you know, he was very influential in, you know, my vocals and everything. He was working with me on my vocals and my lyrics way back with War Curse, you know, when I was originally in there, because Jason played bass for War Curse. So very fortunate to have him come in and write, man. Ashes turned out to be really, really special, and it's really connecting with people. I think they can feel the emotion that's within the song because I wrote it from my heart. Like I said, I was with demons at the time, and they were about to pull me down, man. And you can feel it, you can hear it in the way I sing it and the lyrics that I wrote. You know, I definitely feel like I conveyed my message and got across what I wanted to. And, you know, it also shows in the video that we made as well.
That's cool. So let's see. I guess what was the particular sound or influence that kind of influenced the song Ashes? And I guess for your future works, I guess which bands kind of influence the sound and direction you guys want to go?
Honestly, Ashes, any of our songs, I know it probably sounds cliche, but we really don't try to write them in any certain style. We have probably an unorthodox style of writing. We pretty much sit down and start, and when we're done, we have the song that we have. Ashes started out as a ballad, and Jason came in and kicked it in its ass and really made it rock. So it changed its dynamic altogether, but the root, the vocals, the lyrics, the rhythms, everything stayed the same. So that's where the influence of that came from. And Jason doesn't normally write in that style. He's usually writing for Exhorder, you know, he's writing metal. So he really had a blast coming in with us and, you know, writing, and him and Dakota just made an incredible team. Like, they love working together and they really work well together. We have a guest drummer on that song as well, Todd J. Farler. He's out of Hamilton here with me. He's been around a long time, and you know, he's very, very talented, and he's got lots of experience. And Jason brought him in to play drums, and he put a special swing to the song that, you know, it's not going to come from anywhere else. So, you know, that song's really special, man.
I guess in terms of your vocals, did you turn to a particular vocalist to kind of like influence the way you sing? Or is this kind of like years of like doing choir, maybe also doing choir at church? I don't know if you ever did something like that.
That's really interesting you would say that. My wife and I went downtown last night to a witch festival, and there was a dude playing guitar, and he was like by himself. He had all the pedals and all the backing tracks and everything, and he was really good, and he was singing and everything. And he got done singing. I said, "Man, you have incredible vocal control." And he was like, "Yeah, if I was a choir boy, man." And I was like, "Wow, no, I've never been a choir boy. The only thing I've ever sang was death metal or thrash metal with War Curse, the record I made with them, Final Days." I really found my own voice with Clocktowers. Dakota and I's pretty much main goal with Clocktowers is we wanted to make music that we really wanted to make. Like, we didn't want to try to be metal. We didn't want to try to do this, that. You know, we wanted to back off the gas. You know, play some music that people can tap their foot to, man. Play some music that people can sing along to, man. I mean, the biggest bands in the world, Kiss, AC/DC. Tap your foot to it. You can sing along to it, man. You know, that's what connects with people. And you can really connect the emotion of your songs with something that people can follow along to and emotionally feel it. So, you know, that's where we were going with that.
Go say a witch festival. That's actually that's actually interesting too. It was just like Halloween came a little early this year.
Yeah.
I was say we're not drawing pentagrams or trying to do goat sacrifices in this case, are we?
Yeah, no, none of that happening. No need.
That's a good thing too. All right. So I think earlier you had mentioned this band had been around for 3 years, correct?
Yes.
So I think this would have been like 2022. So I guess were you doing anything during COVID in terms of music wise? And I guess how bad was COVID for you and Dakota?
Yeah, man, we were writing let's see, during COVID. COVID was so 3 years ago, 2022, probably towards the end, yeah. But I was still feeling the effects of COVID, man, because that broke everyone's brains. And, that's one of the reasons that, I was going through the separation with my wife of 12 years. One of the reasons was COVID. It broke everyone's brains, man. It broke everyone down. It caused division. It caused so much division, like it was unbelievable. It caused division in every aspect of life. And a lot of people turned to alcohol to cope and other things. And, I became real good friends with tequila. We spent a lot of nights together. And, the pain of that separation combined with the demons of the tequila and, recording these songs and, the emotions and the feelings come out, man, that's one of the reasons, like, I think Ashes is connecting with people the way it does, because I think they can feel it in my voice, because like I was literally recording with a bottle in my hand with the microphone in front of me some of these times, like the chorus of Ashes, keep the rhythm above, keep the rhythm below, and watch that bottom step. I was right in front of the microphone with the bottle about to fall down when I sang those lyrics, and that became the song. So, yeah, I definitely felt the effects for sure, man. And like, came up with a damn good record out of it, but, not without a lot of pain and a lot of grief.
I'd say the path to success is always paved with a good amount of pain involved in some way. So, yeah.
I found that out. For sure.
I'm sorry to hear that. So, but were you and the family
No,
okay?
it's all good, man. Because that song Ashes, like, when I went in to record the actual lyrics for the song itself, the official master, I got to the end and Jason had written a different part and I didn't have lyrics for it. And I was like, I've got to do something there. And I had just started talking to my wife again after 2 years, and we had started lightly talking about reconciling. So I ended the song Ashes on a good note. The lyrics are about reconciling, and that song's as real as could be, man. It's as real as could be. The video says a lot too. In the end, I put my wedding ring back on, and everything just ties together. Just song means so much to me, man.
So in a way, it was a good therapy session. So,
yeah, for sure, yeah.
All right, but it's always good to see you guys. Are you guys still on a good path to reconciliation?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We've been back together for going on a year now, man. Yeah. So that whole story is a big part of the band, and that song's a big part of the band, and we got a lot more songs that have a lot more emotions tied into them that are written from the heart and soul. And that's one thing. If I could say one thing about Clocktowers, if somebody told me to say one thing about Clocktowers, it's as real as it gets, and it's all the heart and emotion that there is, man. Nothing is overwritten, nothing is overplayed. Like it's straight emotion from the heart, man. Like Clocktowers is as real as it gets, man. And I know y'all are going to feel it, man. Share that stuff with everybody you know.
That's good to hear. So congrats to Maid, and good to see you and the family are doing well.
Thank you. And thanks for having me on today. Really appreciate it. Sorry Dakota couldn't be here, but you want to have us on again down the line when he's back from vacation, I'm sure he'll be happy to join.
Did he say where he was going, or is he kind of keeping that a secret?
He usually goes to the beach, man. He's a beach guy, so I hope he's not down there getting a taste of that tropical storm or hurricane that might hit, depending on what side of the ocean he's on.
Sucking on lemons out of Corona bottles. So,
yeah, no alcohol for me and no alcohol for Dakota, man. We both were like I said, shaking hands with demons when we wrote that record, man. And the song Spirit Junkie, that's got a lot of meaning to it too, man, a lot of depth. That's going to be one of the singles coming out, man. We could talk about that one later. But alcohol free for a while now, man, and it's been a really good thing. And we've managed to get our second record written, and it's really, really, really going to be interesting, man. It's going to be super interesting. Our first record's interesting enough, but the second one's like, we really broke through some genres on that one, man. So I'll be excited for everyone to hear that one as well. And the first one isn't even out yet.
We'll get to that in just a moment here too. That would also tie with the lyrics, but still kind of sticking with COVID. I guess, how's the music scene been in around Cincy? Has it been kind of on the up and up? And I guess, how was it even before?
It's not like it was before, that's for sure. COVID absolutely put a dent in the local music scene. It put a dent in the national music scene, and it put a dent in the international music scene as well. I know a few guys that tour the world, and they've all said the same thing. Like, it's not the same since COVID. The financial responsibility end of it is a big deal. Because everything changed during COVID. A lot of the venues took advantage of it to get everything they could. And there was a big strain on some of the venues as well, because of the rules and restrictions. You could say all you want, that the venue could have just, said, screw it, not paid any attention to the rules or restrictions, but that's your business, your livelihood, and you're taking a risk. You're dealing with people you don't know what the hell they might do. So yeah, it impacted everything from a lot of different angles, man. But yeah, it's definitely changed since then. And I don't see it going back at this point. I really don't. People have changed their habits. Social media has changed a lot of people's habits. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't get out like they used to and go see live music like they used to. Or if they do, it's like the big shows, like at the stadiums and, and the coliseums are full and things like that. I myself, with the ticket prices and everything, I don't get out to shows like I used to, for sure. It's going to take probably Billy Strings or Ghost to get me out of the house at this point. I'll go out and support some of my local friends, musicians, bands for sure here and there. But other than that, it's going to have to be something I'm really, really into to get me out of the house to go see it. So yeah, man, it's impacted it a lot in a lot of different ways, bro.
I was like, would you go if it was Dark Angel coming through your neck of the woods?
No, I'll pass, man. I saw him back in the day. I'm good.
Okay, I haven't, but I'm seeing him next week. So,
and another issue with that, man, is, like a lot of local promoters, that they'll tend to put 5 or 6 bands on before the main band. So you got to see these shows, man. If you get there when the doors open, you're standing there for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, dude. And, I lived at Bogart's in Cincinnati when I was, my younger ages. Like, I've been to thousands and thousands and thousands of concerts, man. So, that's another factor too. It takes a whole lot to get me out of the house anymore. And yeah, I just, I can't do it with the 5 or 6 opening bands, man. Promoters have ruined it, man, trying to, hot shot it and milk it with both hands and, get everything they can get. And, it's just, yeah, it could be a lot better, man. It could be a lot better. I don't see that going back either, unfortunately.
I would say at least the promotion has not kind of ruined it out here in Pittsburgh. They've at least
Good.
they say if it is these 3 bands, it's going to be those 3 bands. So
Good. That's awesome, man. That's great. That's the way it should be. You know what I mean?
So I kind of made it after COVID. I said, you know what, whoever's coming through the Berg, let's go see him. So
yeah, there's a promoter in Indianapolis doing it right. I saw Corner over there, and I saw another band at that venue, and yeah, it was the bands advertised, and that was it. And yeah, it was solid, man. The place was packed, rocking out.
That's good. So it's up Cincy at least tries to fix some stuff and try to go more back in the right direction. So
yeah.
All right. I'll keep my fingers crossed. All right. But I guess let's go and jump into the gear. So I know you're the vocalist, but I guess which sort of mics do you use, and do you have any other gear in terms of recording or anything else?
I am like not a tech guy at all. If I got something that sounds good, I use it. I record all my demos with a Rode mic, studio mic. Love it. It's my favorite. And for live performances, I use a Sennheiser. I'm a big fan of Sennheiser for live mics. And other than that, that's about it, man. I'm pretty plain Jane as it comes.
I guess, do you know what Dakota uses, or has he never really told you what he uses in terms of his gear?
Oh boy, I can't keep up with his gear, man. When he gets back from vacation, if you want to have him back on, I'm sure he would love to tell you and show it off, man, because he likes to show off his stuff. He's got a really nice guitar, man. He's pretty plain Jane when it comes to it too, man, honestly. But he's got a cool rig setup, man.
All right. To be continued. So, but I guess, do you guys do your own, in terms of mixing and mastering, do you guys do it yourselves, or do you have somebody in your neck of the woods that helps out?
We demo all ourselves. We had never demoed anything in our lives when we got together, and we basically taught ourselves to use a home studio recording system, and we both got to where we can use it and email each other and whatnot, and we record all of our demos in complete full. And then we take those to Threshold Studios where we record our records and our videos. And that's when we take it in and make the magic happen. But yeah, we demo everything out ourselves. And like I said, Coda plays guitar, bass, and drums. So we write and have the luxury to record ourselves exactly the way we want to do it. You know what I mean? So that's another reason Clocktowers is as original as it is, because it's just me and him. And he's one of the only guys I've ever worked with in my life that will take constructive criticism and will look at the other guy's side of the story, as, you know, I do too. And that's why it's worked as long as it has. You know, just getting 4 or 5 guys on the same page is just pretty much impossible. You know, I'm sure it's happened, but I'm sure it's rare occasions, you know, because people are very, very different.
The whole herding cats sort of philosophy, if you know what I mean there. So
yeah. Yeah.
But it's good thinking too, because that definitely keeps the band together. Whenever they say creative differences, the band splits over because of that, then it's like, geez, we just want the music. That's all we need.
Oh yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. That's, you know, our first record is just now coming out, and we already have our second one ready to go. We just have to go in and record it in the actual studio. But, you know, yeah, the music gets out when it's just 2 guys, and that's all we do is write music. We write constantly write. Always writing.
Keep that trade moving, as they would say.
Yeah, we've had some downtime now because of the launch of the record, and, you know, I've been trying to keep up with all the social media and the online stuff and everything, because, you know, that's how we do things now. We just, you know, can't turn on a cassette recorder and record our, you know, songs and then go around and trade tapes. Can't do that anymore.
Okay, check out this band Clocktowers. I don't know who they are, and I'm not part of the band, but here you go. They sound killer. So yeah.
Yeah, man, tape trading. That's how we did it back in the day, man.
Actually, the first time I actually heard about that, it was going back to Kirk Weinstein. He mentioned that they did that with their band Down, was going to like these other concerts and be like, here's Down, I'm not part of the group, or I don't know anything about this band, but they're killer and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, man. God, and Crowbar too, man. Good God.
I mean, hey, it worked. So we'll give a golf tap and all that stuff. So, eh, so I guess just jump to a little bit of fun right here. I guess once you start collecting like all the Iron Maiden mask, and I didn't notice Vic Rattlehead earlier from Megadeth. Like, once you start doing all this collection.
Man, when I was a kid growing up listening to like Killers and Number of the Beast and everything, in one of the first Iron Maiden videos, they had an Eddie in there, you had the mask on and everything. So, through my childhood and through my teenage years and pardon, even my early 20s probably, I always wanted an Eddie mask. And then a few years back, Trick or Treat Studios started making the Iron Maiden masks, and I was like, oh my God, I got to get every single one that I can. So yeah, like through my childhood and my teenage years and even my 20s when I was listening to Iron Maiden, like, Number of the Beast and Killers and everything, even in one of the first Iron Maiden videos, they had an Eddie mask, and dude sat up and he had it on, and I was like, oh my God, I want an Eddie mask so bad. So all those years I wanted one. And then a few years ago, Trick or Treat Studios started making Iron Maiden masks. I was like, oh my God, I got to have every single one of them. So I collected every single one of them that I possibly could, man. And then in the process of doing that, I ran into a Vic Rattlehead mask and grabbed that, of course, because, that Vic Rattlehead was sick, man. Rust in Peace, man. One of the greatest records of all time. And I love that record cover.
That's for sure. And what's the hat on top of the one speaker there? Is that like a Lemmy?
What is it? Where? Oh yeah, that's just that's just a handcrafted hat that I got a hold of. Reminded me of something that like maybe Tammy Down, a Faster Pussycat, might wear on stage or something. Just caught my eye, so I just grabbed a hold of it. It looked neat. It looks more like a Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band type gimmick.
I think you could probably get away if it was Bruce Dickinson hat. I don't know if he ever dressed up like something like that. I think Lemmy always had some sort of get up and the hat.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. It's almost the exact shape. Yes. Yeah, but that one's more flamboyant. It's more of an Elton John type look with the jewels and all that kind of thing and everything. I probably wouldn't wear it myself. It just caught my eye. I thought it was neat, so I grabbed it. It's a cool talking piece. It caught your attention. See, it worked.
Yeah. Well, I had to ask. I thought maybe it was like a Lemmy sort of piece, or at least a Chinese ripoff sort of Lemmy piece. I don't know. So
right.
Right. What about the mask over there? Are those both Bruce Dickinson style ones, or are those something else?
Are you talking about the Iron Maiden?
The two masks to your left. It looks like a sort of wrestling mask, and then something out of Game of Thrones. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about in the case.
Yeah, in the case. Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix of AEW. He used to be with Lucha Underground. Those are the two in the case. And then I have a Io Shirai mask down there, who is now Io Sky in WWE. So yeah, I really enjoy the Lucha Libre, the Mexican wrestling, and the Japanese wrestling, all the flamboyance and just the robes and the colors and the masks. I've always loved it ever since I was a kid. I just love the whole presence of it, the whole showmanship of it, the whole respect of it. It's very intense, very, very cool.
I was like, did you ever put the mask on and just jump and be like, Nacho?
Good one, good movie.
I mean, it's bound to happen. It's a whole American thing. I mean,
right?
You got to love Jet Black. I mean, that's the thing. So yeah. So, all right, that's pretty cool. Actually, I know people have always been like collecting like CDs because they always liked it. When you open those little booklets up and they give you like the artwork and the lyrics, then near the end you get like the vocalist or all the musicians kind of thanking family and all friends and everything there too. So,
oh yeah, man. You can imagine what it was like as a child. When Kiss was the biggest band in the world. You would open up your record, pull out a giant poster that unfolded. You had a freaking gun you could snap and it popped. There were stickers, there were tattoos. I mean, it was real, man. Like, it's just all that's gone now. It's all been lost, man, and it sucks. Really, really sucks.
I was going to ask, I know you mentioned you are on all streaming platforms. Do you also try to use Bandcamp? I think they also do like physical copies with CDs from Bandcamp.
Yeah, we're on Bandcamp as well. Yes.
All right.
But yeah, we are on a Bandcamp. After we get a couple more singles out, we're going to get some merchandise going up there, and some more stuff to check out with Clocktowers. Building as we go, man. Building as we go to the record release, man. We're very, very excited to get this record out and get the merch out. We have a cool logo, man. So these T-shirts are going to look really super cool. And then we're going to do some T-shirts for the single art, man. We got some really super cool single art, man. It's really, really cool. Justin Roth of Warcurse is our artist. And he has come up with some really, really cool stuff. And I think everybody's really going to dig it. The Ashes artwork is already out. And I know a lot of people were digging that. So, it's going to get better from there. And it's going to get, be exciting to watch them come out, man. I'm excited to get them out so everybody can see them, man.
Same here. But I guess while we're on that topic here too, I guess let's go ahead and delve into the lyrics, and I guess even some of the future material you and Dakota have in mind. So I guess what are you guys going to write about in terms of the other songs you got coming out in the future?
Wow, man. Don't really plan that out. Usually when I write my lyrics, Cody will write the song. We'll get it recorded. And I'll bring it back, and I usually, man, just sit down and start playing the song, and I'll just start singing, and the lyrics just kind of happen, and when I'm done, I'm done. And, I'll go back in and tweak some things. Sometimes they don't get tweaked at all. I'm very, very driven, so when I start, I go until I'm finished. I won't stop halfway through a song, leave it, come back, work on it. I go straight through and write the whole entire thing straight through and sing the whole thing straight through. And then, like I said, I might go back in and tweak a few things here and there, but that's about how it's done.
You could almost say it's a straight no chaser sort of policy in a way.
Yeah. So as far as topic, I honestly, I get different feelings from the different riffs that Cody writes, and it just seems to come out naturally, pen to paper. So the song could literally, the riff could literally trigger anything in my mind that I would write the song about. I don't sit and think about things to write songs about. Sometimes it comes out and it's from my heart and soul. It's from experience. Sometimes it comes out and it's about something that's going on in the world or in the universe. So literally anything, man.
Anything we could get our hands on in a specific way of speaking. So, yeah. All right. So I think you also mentioned one of you guys does the artwork for you guys. So this one could kind of tie in with AI these days. First off, have you guys used any AI when it came to artwork previously? And do you use it in any of your music?
AI is not used in our artwork or our music. And if there's any way humanly possible, it won't be. We are purists. We use the AC/DC method. AC/DC just came out and rocked. That's all they did. They came out and played rock and roll and wrote songs, and they were done with it. And that is the Clocktowers method. Play rock and roll, write the songs, play them, and be done with it. So there's your answer for AI.
I guess for other bands.
What about you? Are you using the AI?
Well, truthfully, I asked some friends of mine to help out with making the artwork for one of my studio bands, Demiurge. Mm-hmm. So yes, they used AI to make it happen. But they're good people. They've always helped out. They do their little artwork there too. It's a nice little side hustle to what they do with their job. Mm-hmm. So music-wise, I don't know if you count MIDI because I use an electric drum set. And I don't know if Dakota's kind of the same way. But
no, we use MIDI on all of our demos for sure.
Okay. So I don't know.
We use a live kit in the studio. We rent a live kit from a guy we know that owns a studio. and Dakota records with the live kit, but we record all our demos on MIDI for sure.
That's how I've been rolling. I would say it's not so much a culture shock whenever you do switch over to the acoustic set. So that's at least a good thing.
I mean, literally, pretty much everything is sampled in this day and age. And I mean, you can take a MIDI drum kit and come out sounding like Lars Ulrich in the studio, in the exact same studio he recorded in, with the same acoustics, like completely perfect. Like, so, a lot of magic has happened, and, way more magic is happening with AI than people even realize or understand.
I don't know. Anytime I hear like the Justice for All album, I think they just had that mic right up against the bass and just had it cranked. That's why it just stands out, like compared to everything else on the album, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, but do you feel like AI, let alone even social media these days, are necessary evils, or do you think there can be a balance?
I will say, I don't think AI is as much of a necessary evil as it is being presented as a mandatory evil. I don't think we have a choice, to be completely honest with you. I don't think there's going to be a balance. I think the balance is going to be in AI's favor. So I don't think, I think a balance is pretty much irrelevant. And I think that's what it's eventually going to come down to. So I can't call it. There's no way. It's the realm of artificial intelligence is very broad and vast. And like I said, most people have no clue what artificial intelligence is or where it came from. And that's the main thing.
That's kind of a scary thing, yeah.
But what can you do? What can you do?
I would say we're musicians, remember? We improvise.
Yeah, I can scream about it in my music and run a bunch of my fans off. I can get on Facebook and yell and scream and holler about, different sides and different beliefs and run a bunch of people off and make a bunch of people not want to talk to me. There's no need in that. My opinion isn't that important. If I put my opinion online, I'm not going to change anyone else's opinion. Not at all. They're not going to read what I said and be like, oh my God, you know what? Tarek's right. I've been wrong this whole time. I shouldn't have voted for him. That was crazy. I shouldn't have voted for her. That was crazy. No, it's not going to happen. So there's no point. So I remain silent. I'm quiet. I write music.
I got the same way. So yeah, it's a healthy sort of thinking. And we make fun of everybody else. So yeah. In our own private thoughts, we have to do it like that. So, all right, I can see what. So, the next question right here, this one kind of delves into the challenges these days. So, just in terms of clock towers, what do you think the challenges have been for you and Dakota?
Well, as far as live performance, finding a drummer is like a needle in a haystack. That's for sure. That's one problem we got. The other challenge is, man, to be honest with you, we have had such an incredible team all the way through making this first record. Probably the biggest challenges we were wrestling with demons at the time. And that made things a lot more difficult than they needed to be. Like I said, we wrote a damn good record out of it, that's for sure. And that was, definitely one of the reasons, because, when you drink, your feelings come out, your emotions come out. And, but that was probably our biggest challenge, man. And, we made it through, we made it out on the other side, and, went into the second record with a different approach. But honestly, man, the team that we had was so incredible. And Cody and I were very, very dedicated, very prepared when we went into the studio. So that's about the only challenge I can think of, man, to be honest with you. And that's pretty good if you think about it.
Other people tend to bring up, like, in terms of marketing, but I think that would also tie up like the social media side of it, or let alone even try to do like word of mouth or try to spread the word in around, in your case, Cincy.
Oh, for sure. So, social media is definitely a challenge for sure. I handle all of that. And yeah, I'm not a social media person. Like, I don't get on there and express my beliefs, my thoughts, anything like that. I've been on there to communicate with friends. I know a lot of people, and, I know a lot of people all over the world and all over the country, and I'm able to stay in touch with them. And of course, now, that's the way to get your music out, and, I put so much heart and soul into this record. Cody put so much heart and soul into this record. We had to get it out to people so they could hear it and they could feel it, and that's definitely been a challenge. I've spent many a long night trying to get myself, in tune with, all these algorithms, all these, and just remembering all the freaking passwords, dude. Like, Jesus Christ, really, man?
It's like those memes where it's like the person's like just thinking, and it just shows all these crazy mathematical formulas just showing up.
That's me, the blonde woman doing that. Yeah, that's totally me. I use that meme all the time, man. But yeah, I'm pushing, and we're getting the Clocktowers word out there, and people are sharing the Ashes video. So we're on our way, man. We're doing good.
I'm not sure if the music video ties in with the AI thing, but I guess what'd you guys do in terms of making the video happen for Ashes?
We film with Brian Thorburn, our main man in Indianapolis, Indiana. He has Threshold Studios. And we film with him, and he pretty much directs and handles everything, does all the editing, yada, yada, yada. We show up, do our part, and he makes the magic happen. And he is a very, very crucial part of our team. He also recorded our first record as well.
Always made it seem like he's doing the wands from like Harry Potter, for instance, just making the
magic happen. Yeah. He's absolutely a magician, man. He's very, very good. I did like a promo video for the first single, and everybody really liked the production on that and everything. It's very creepy and very cool, and it's shot very classy and very artful. And that's a big part of Clocktowers too. We want to connect with our fans and everyone who listens to our music in more ways than our music. We want to connect visually as well. We want to share our dreams with them as well. You know what I mean? We want to project our dreams out there, because I know that people are going to feel it too. And I can't wait for this next single to come out, because, man, we've got some cool stuff leading up to it, man. I think people are really going to dig it.
I guess for additional promo, you want to share about any music you got coming out in the future? This new single, for instance, and I guess beyond.
Yeah, we do. We do have another single coming out on October 8th, I believe, and then we'll have 2 more singles after the record, coming a month apart after that. And then after that, we're going to release the first record. And soon as that freaking record gets out, we are absolutely going to start recording the second record. And having recorded the first record, and, like I said, we really went in prepared, and we cruised through that first record pretty good. We're really going to blaze through the second record in the studio, man. Not even to sound cliche or like we're bragging, but we literally like to go in and just freaking play and make the record and get out. And that's pretty much how we recorded the first record, man. It really is truly just from the heart, and it's raw, man. It's raw. We did not like sit there and keep trying to track over things and replay things and yada yada yada. We don't have time for that. We don't operate like that. Like I said, when we write music, we sit down, we write the song, and we're done. We go into the studio, we pretty much play it, we're done. Of course, we'll go back and have to fix a couple of little things here and there, but that's the complete extent of it, man.
So sure, and I'm actually just using more lyrics from this time from Origin. It's like they come, they leave. That's their deal. So,
yeah, man, and you know, sometimes I can calculate the lyrics when I write them out. You know, that's like the next single that's coming out. That song's very, very deep to me. You know, those lyrics really came from deep in my soul and deep in my heart, because it's the things that keep me up at night. It's the things that my mind wanders off on in the middle of the day when I'm trying to focus on something. You know, it's you know, when I see something bad happen, it's the things that, you know, I think of when, you know, that bounces off from that. It's all of that. So yeah, the lyrics always come from deep within somewhere, and you know, even if it's not from self-experience, you know, even if it's from something else, it's from the knowledge that I've had from that, and you know, the way it affects me and my emotions from that.
that's for sure. So, all right, can't wait to see what you guys got. So, we'll keep our eyes open. We'll make sure I post some stuff on Facebook. And
yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. And like I said, when Cody gets back from vacation, we can get him on here too. He's an interesting fellow, and he loves to chat, and he's got some good stories.
All right, sounds good. And I was going to say, just to answer your question too, I found you out on Facebook, so that's how I was able to find out about the band as well.
Oh, great. Cool. Yeah, we've been having some pretty good success with getting our name out there and everything. And, you know, it all boils down to that song. It all boils down to Ashes. You know, if the song wasn't good, people wouldn't share it. They wouldn't like it. And they've been liking it. They've been sharing it. So, you know, Facebook's been working for us, and we're just rolling with it. You know, get a few more singles out, and, you know, we'll start getting some album reviews, and, you know, build from there, man. Build from there. Let the process do its thing, man.
The only direction is up, as they would say.
That's right, man. That's right. Absolutely, man. I believe in the universe, man. And the universe has been giving me good vibes about this record even before it came out, man. And it's just continuing to give me good vibes, man. You know, when that song came out and got the response that it did, it let me know that, you know, my gut was right. My heart's right. So, you know, can't wait to get the rest of the record out and the rest of these singles out, man.
That's for sure. So just to fill in the audience, make sure you go check this out whenever it comes out right here too. So, all right. So, Tarek, we actually briefed your questions here pretty good. So here, let's jump to some fun ones. Ready?
Sure.
All right. I guess outside of music, what's our hobbies do? You go to any sports or do anything outside?
Man, I like going to the gym. I do a lot of cardio. I love the stair machine. It's probably about it, man, to be honest with you. I ride my Harley. I like riding my Harley, getting out in the country. You know, leaves are getting ready to change, so make sure I head down to Rabbit Hash, Kentucky, one of my favorite spots. I've done Sturgis with my wife. We did 3,000 miles in 10 days. That was awesome. So, you know, those would probably be my two hobbies, the gym and, you know, riding my Harley, and, you know, of course, writing music. That's one of my loves. So there you go.
I can't remember what this one saloon was, but it was out in Sturgis, and they had a little TV series on it. I think it was on True TV at one point. And for the life of me,
Full Throttle Saloon.
Full Throttle Saloon, yeah, that's what it was.
Coolest biker bar I've ever been to in my life, bro. That place is absolutely amazing. Couldn't believe it. It's like really, really, really big, and there's a lot of really, really, really cool stuff in there.
Did they rebuild it after the fire? I wasn't sure if they closed it down permanently.
I think it's still open. I think they rebuilt. I went there like 3-4 years ago, something like that. So I'm sure it's probably been rebuilt. Yeah, it was a awesome place, man. Really, really cool bar, man. Really cool experience.
I didn't wonder if the owner switched, gave it to new management because I think he was always stressed out whenever it came to running that place.
Yeah.
Because
I believe it, man. I believe it for sure, man. It was wild.
well, even though he would like get all these big artists like Black Label Society, for instance.
Oh yeah,
he was always dealing with the crazy antics of Jesse from Jackdaw.
Jackal. Oh yeah, for sure,
Jackal,
man. Yeah, he's played Sturgis a lot, man.
The only one who brings a chainsaw to the studio.
So, yeah,
Jackal.
Back to the Iron Maiden thing real quick and the Jackal thing real quick. I got a funny story to tie those in, man. On the front of my Harley, I've got the number of the beast on my fairing on my Harley. The guy that painted that for me is a master illusionist. He was at Sturgis one year at Full Throttle doing magic. Jackal was playing there, saw him, and was like, Jesse James was like, hey man, I want to do a trick. Will you do a trick with me? So my magician friend went to the owner of the Full Throttle and said, hey man, can you build this for me? The dude was like, yeah, I'll have it built for you. It was basically like a giant wooden box that Jesse James could get inside of. Dude, my dude said that like the owner of the Full Throttle said, yeah, I'll get that box made for you. He said within an hour, that box was sitting there built and ready to go. Had big casters on it. So when Jackal came out, my dude went out with the box, pushed the box out, came out, opened it up, and a hot chick came walking out of the box, and he brought her out and spun her around, and everybody was cheering. She went back in the box, and he spun the box around on the casters and opened the box back up, and Jesse James walked out like, what's up? It's on YouTube. It was really cool, man. So I just wanted to tie those two stories together. It's a neat story.
I don't know. I feel like that owner was always stressing about something. I know he actually followed one plot because I think Jesse, he wanted to do something similar, but it was an exploding box that he would get into. And fortunately, it got foiled the first time, but then he tried it a second time. But that was the last time I had saw about Full Throttle Saloon, because I think he actually he brought it out. I think it might have been like the guy's wedding or something when he tried to do that antic again. Oh my god! I'm thinking like, how are you guys still friends, let alone keeping this business operational with all the shit you got to deal with?
So, yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
God love them. God bless those people too. It was a great show. I gotta see if they do have it back. I don't know, but thanks for saying it probably is back open. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I guess talk about the bling you have on your, I guess, one hand there. I don't know if you have it on both hands, the rings and all that stuff. You got like Super Bowl rings going here. Tom Brady ain't got shit on you.
You're the second person that said that, man. One guy said that to me. He's like, man, you've won a lot of Super Bowls, haven't you? No, some of this is my dad's, who passed away, rest in peace. This was my dad's from the 70s. That's the only one of my dad's that I have on right now. But yeah, I'm just into like, the stones, the turquoise, the tiger eyes, the red onyx. I'm really into the craftsmanship of it, and, love it, man. I've wore that stuff since I was probably 11 or 12. So it's just always been my thing, man.
Good on your dad that way. So, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I guess to jump into the actual fun questions, I guess, do you have a particular dish you really like? Let alone what is your favorite food?
Man, my favorite food is grouper, and I hadn't had grouper in like over a decade. I had it in like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I went to the original Benjamin's, and the dude was grilling grouper, and I had never had it, and I got it, and I couldn't believe how good it was. And I was like running with my plate back up like all the way to the grill where I was standing behind the chef, and he was like making it and just turning around, throwing it right on my plate. I did it like 5 times. I couldn't believe how good it was. And then I didn't get to eat it for decades. And I literally went to a restaurant yesterday, and they had grouper on the menu, and it was breaded. And I was like, I don't want breaded. I said, can you grill it? She was like, yeah, I think we can. Man, it came out blackened, melting in my mouth. It was unbelievable, man. So it's funny you should ask that. That was, couldn't believe it, dude. 10 years, man, and it tasted every bit as good as it did 10 years ago. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, grouper's my favorite. What's your favorite?
Well, I'm guilty of the usuals, which is your burgers, your pizzas. But the recent trip,
you sound like my son.
Well, there's that. I'm on a healthy version, to be honest. But I was, the recent trip I went on, it was actually over there in the Swiss Alps, and then we went along the Rhine River.
Really cool.
Oh yeah, but they always deliver when it comes to the food, even though it's on like large portions to say. So we can't really say it's like Southern hospitality, like probably what you got with the groupers.
Yeah.
But I mean, all food was just out of this world, and even the one restaurant that we ate at, I want to say Lowenbrow, I think it's its name, or Lower Brow.
Cool, right on.
They had the spare ribs and some fries.
Oh man,
a little chewy, but it was great.
Cool, man. I wouldn't have thought spare ribs from the Netherlands, but that's awesome.
Well, that one, I want to say Germany.
Germany, okay.
Baden-Baden, that's what it was. It was Baden-Baden, Germany.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Jason's told me a lot about Germany, man. He's told me some really cool stuff. It must be a really cool place.
Well, I would say if you were a drinker, they have the best beer there, but unfortunately, respectfully, you and Dakota have chosen the right path to be sober, so yeah.
I'd have a good time watching everybody else drink, listening to the music, I'm sure.
But goddamn, those German beers are so damn good.
I know, man. I used to love Dunkel. I used to love Dunkel so much. Oh my God. Yeah.
Were you ever in Munich?
What's that?
I was say, were you ever in Munich?
No, the only foreign country I've ever been to is Japan.
Do you say hi to Big G over there?
Nope.
No, we weren't that far. Okay. It's definitely on the list to get to Japan at some point. So
yeah, you definitely should if you could, man. It's an awesome country, and they are awesome people, man.
Let's keep it that way. So we're talking about the drinks. First up, once again, good congratulations for Saint Stover to both you and Dakota. But
thank you.
I guess what's your favorite non-alcoholic drinks?
Well, I'll tell you what my favorite alcoholic drink was. It was tequila for sure, and I got to where I started making margaritas, and I would use actual real fruit and syrups and stuff and everything. And yeah, I really liked making my own drinks and stuff and everything. So that would have been my favorite alcoholic drink. And my favorite non-alcoholic drink would probably have to be coffee.
I fucking knew it. Jeez. If it's not alcohol, it is coffee. You guys cannot shake an addiction, to be honest. It's either one or the other. So
hey, I'll tell you what, man. There was nothing like, going out, riding all day, having a couple margaritas, coming home, and just having a nice hot cup of coffee, man. Oh, man, after drinking that coffee would kick you in the ass, and it was just awesome. It was great, man. But yeah, I drink coffee probably 2 or 3 times a day, man. I'm a connoisseur. I enjoy the flavor of it and the different kinds, and I grind my own beans and yada, yada, yada. So I'm a coffee slut for sure.
Did they tell you that you're not supposed to swallow the coffee? So I was like, oh, why connoisseur is supposed to do it when they go to those sorts of...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not that much of a connoisseur, for sure. Okay. I'm only drinking black coffee, man. I don't do any of the fancy stuff. I know my friend Justin from Warkhurst, he basically has a coffee shop in his house, and he does all the syrups and all the lattes and all the different flavors and all the wild stuff, and I'm straight black coffee, man.
There we go. Say he just opened up his own Starbucks in his kitchen. So
yeah, pretty much he did. Yeah.
All right. All great choices there. I guess in terms of movies and TV shows, not sure much of a nerd you are, but you got a favorite movie and TV show?
Favorite movie is probably Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Favorite TV show? Wow, I am not a big TV person. I have TVs, but I only use them to watch YouTube, to watch music videos or tutorials, things like that. So I haven't really watched television in decades upon decades. If I had to pick a favorite television show from back in the day, God, I can't. I really can't. I really can't. Series, come on, anything. I'm drawing a blank, man. I'm drawing a blank. I'm not a TV person. I'm not.
That's fine. I was gonna almost throw at Simpsons or Family Guy if you want to throw one
I
of
mean,
those in.
Simpsons, of course. We could totally go with that. You know what I mean? I really like Trailer Park Boys. That's a more recent show that I did watch. I really enjoyed that show. That was great.
Good
I watched Sons of Anarchy. I enjoyed that. That was a good show. No, that's about it. So there were a few shows that like pulled me in, and I pretty much watched the whole series of it. But those would probably be about the only two. So there, I was able to give you something, I guess.
I was just said Sons of Anarchy. I was thinking like he's not going in with like those Hell Angels sort of leather jackets, are you?
No, I'll never join an MC, man. I'm independent all the way. It's just me and my wife on the back, man, going out and enjoying the country and nature.
All right, good thinking.
Getting away from everything, man. It's peaceful. It's very extremely peaceful. It's good for your mental health.
That's for sure. All right, and for the last of fun questions, I guess what you been listening to recently in terms of artists, whether they're independent or mainstream?
Man, I listen to Billy Strings so much. I'm really into Billy Strings. I like Ghost. I got into Ghost actually early. I got into Ghost on their first record, Opus Eponymous. And I've listened to them ever since. And other than that, as far as new music goes, like Tail Gunner, they're a young band out of the UK. They're really good. I enjoy them. I don't really have like a favorite song, so to speak. That's too broad of a spectrum. Not really a lot of new bands that I'm into. Like Tail Gunner are good. There's a band, Awesomeville. They've been around a long time, actually. They're just now starting to get a reaction, though. They're a good band. That's about it, man. Like, I haven't really been listening to a whole lot of music. I usually listen to some music when I go to the gym, but I split up the time between podcast and music. Yeah, man, that's about it, really, to be honest with you. To be completely honest with you, man. I listen to Pentagram. It's about it.
They'll call mad scientists or they'll go in right there.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But like when I ride my Harley, I got my Spotify on a shuffle, and it's just complete and total insanity. It's like death metal, rap, bluegrass, blues, soul, like every genre you can possibly imagine. Is just I listen to every genre of music. Like, I'll listen to Miley Cyrus, I'll listen to Lady Gaga, I'll listen to Cannibal Corpse. Like it doesn't matter. Like, I don't hold myself, I don't cage myself in. Like, if it's good, like, I listen to it, I enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, I really liked Amy Winehouse. I loved listening to her. She was a good jam. I'm a big fan of the Crash Test Dummies. I've seen them in concert repeatedly so many times over and over. Like, they're really good. So my musical spectrum is very broad. That's why I can't have a favorite song.
It's fine. Actually, no, I've always changed up that question because it used to be pick one song. You could only have one. There was like just too hard for them to pick. So it's like they would fail that situation with the gun up against their head. So I mean,
yeah.
It's So
Yeah, but we're Clocktowers is currently trying to assemble a live band. Like I said, finding a drummer, man, that's like pulling teeth. It's so hard to find, a dedicated drummer. Everybody wants to play drums until it's time to play drums. And then it's all, man, I can't make it. I got to do this, or it's been so crazy, man. Like drummers are a different breed for sure. So I think we may have a bass player. We have another guitar player that's going to be coming in on our next record. You've already seen him in the first video. He played bass guitar in the video for Ashes. He'll be coming in on second guitar on the second record. So there's a little something for you. It won't be just me and Dakota on this next record. On some of the songs it will be, but most of the songs it's going to be with Robert. He's been with us since day one, helping us out and everything, and he is just an absolutely smoking phenomenal guitar player. And we're really, really glad to have him on board. So that's something we're looking forward into the future as well.
I'd say I would like to fill in with the drums, but unfortunately it's a bit of a long drive to Cincy. So
yeah, just gonna have to hopping back and forth on the plane all the time, man.
I guess so, because I think it was about a 7-hour drive, or maybe 6. I don't know, depending on traffic and sort of stuff. So
yeah, Philly's a long way from here, man. For sure. Pennsylvania,
Pittsburgh, not Philly.
Pittsburgh. Okay. Pittsburgh. Yeah, I've spent so much time on that Pennsylvania Turnpike, man. Oh my God, dude, that thing is murder. Man, wow.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We still got the potholes and all that stuff. So
yeah, that New Jersey Turnpike too, man. Boy.
I guess so. All right. So, Tarek, we're actually down to one more question on my podcast. I guess before we jump into it, would you like to ask me anything real quick or say any final words?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. I really super appreciate it. It was great to meet you. I hope we get to do it soon again. Everybody can check out Clocktowers on Facebook. It's the best place to follow us. You can find everything we're doing there. We do have a link tree. We do have a Bandcamp. We do have a TikTok. We do have an Instagram. We've got all that. We have a Spotify. We're on Apple Music. We're on YouTube. All of our video work will be on YouTube. We have very, very cool promo videos aside from our regular YouTube videos. Getting ready to release our next single, our second single on October 8th, and we'll have a couple more singles after that, full-length videos. And then our first full-length record will come out after that, and I hope you guys like it. Please share with your friends. That's how Clocktowers will grow as a band, and we can grow together with your help, and we would love to do it. And thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks also for responding when I reached back out, because I think I had sent out an initial one to like several bands, and I think, okay, I got to follow up because I think people are thinking this is a spam message or something. So
Gotcha.
All right, but thanks for responding nonetheless. So, all right, but if there's nothing else, here's how the last question goes. So, given the amount of negativity that you've kind of also gone through in your personal life, but also what you've seen in and around you, what you see on the news, the polarization in politics, what COVID did, that sort of stuff, and even globally. These days, I think people need some sort of hope. So, given your experience, I guess, what would be your message of hope for musicians and people out there so they can move forward with their lives?
My message of hope would be that inner strength is true strength. You don't have to believe in God to have faith. You can believe in God and have faith as well. And there's nothing wrong with either of those. But when you have faith in your heart and your soul, nothing can stop you. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to be scared of. I research endlessly. I feel like I have a very good grasp of what's going on this planet and this universe and what's coming and what's going to happen. I know my opinion's not going to change anything. I know me yelling about it ain't going to change anything. And I know pretty much anything I do isn't going to change anything. Knowing that, there's my hope. My hope's right here. I believe in myself. I have faith in myself. I have faith in my heart. And I have a whole lot of faith besides that as well. And once you have that, there's nothing to be afraid of. No one can stop you. When you stop worrying about what people think about you, what people think about what you say, when you stop worrying about who the other person's rooting for, when you stop worrying about who the other person voted for, when you worry about yourself and you tune all those things out of your perimeter, they don't exist in your perimeter anymore, because the only thing that exists is the things that you put energy into. Yeah, there's a lot of bad things going on in the world. There's a lot of bad things that happen, but it all depends on how you react to it. The knee-jerk reaction is the problem. The knee-jerk reaction breeds the division. When you don't put any energy towards that, you put it into yourself and you put it into your faith, and nobody can stop you. That's my message of hope.
Spoke like a true prodigy. So, all right. So thank you so much for sharing there. It really does mean a lot there, Tarek.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
No worries. It's a shame we didn't get Dakota on, but I guess we'll save it for another time there too. But tell him I said hey, and we'll get him on some point whenever he's ready.
Absolutely. That sounds great. I'm sure he'll be excited to hear that.
Sounds good. But we have reached the end of my podcast right here. I guess before we close out, would you like to give any shouts to anybody?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to everybody who helped Clocktowers become what it is, our amazing team. Jason, Robert, Cam, Todd, Robbie, Bone, all y'all, anybody who I forgot, whoever I didn't remember. And oh yeah, to my loving, beautiful redheaded wife. She was a big inspiration for our first single, and I love her to death. And, you know, she's my rock, and she's been a very big part of Clocktowers behind the scenes as far as keeping me going and keeping me focused. So, you know, I'm looking forward to getting the rest of these songs out and connecting with our fans and everybody out there even more. Thanks for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
No worries. And I guess just real quick, outside of just releasing some new material, is there any plans for this year and beyond? I guess, are you going to try to, I guess once you do get your drummer, are you going to eventually commit to trying to do some shows in your neck of the woods and beyond?
We would love to get the live band together, so we can play somewhat of a record release party show. And we would like to get that professionally filmed by Threshold Studios as well. That way we would have some live concert content to get to the people out there and connect with the people out there so they can connect with what we're doing live. You know, if you think you can feel everything good on the record coming to you, you can feel what we're talking about. You can really feel when we play live, because we're very emotional in our live performances. So we're much looking forward to that, and we can't wait.
Because you almost sound like you're meant to be a new metal band, especially when you hear like how Slipknot and Mudvayne were. Like the early, at least the late 90s and the early 2000s. So
Yeah, absolutely, for sure, man. Yeah, we're just, you know, we're taking our time, and we got to make sure that we have the right musicians with us. You know, we wrote this music a certain way, and that there's a certain way to play it, you know, and I'm sure with the right drummer, they'll be able to do that and do even a little more with it. And, you know, I'm excited to hear it. You know, I'm sure it'll happen in due time. You know, we get a couple more songs out. You know, I think it'll be a little easier to find a player for us. So looking forward to it.
All right, sounds good. Now we'll go ahead and close out like this. Hey everyone, my guest today was Tarek. He's hailing from the lovely city of Cincinnati. Too bad for the football team. I'm going to say you guys got some work to do on the football team. I don't know how much you pay attention to that. So,
not at all, man. Not at all. It's a distraction. I have no time for that.
That's a good thing, because it is bad looking at it. So I'll just say that.
Yeah. Has been for a while.
Unfortunately. But anyway, we got Tarek here. He's part of the band Clocktowers. Him and Dakota have been out there kicking some ass and everything, and bringing in some nice talent as well. Jason from X Order, we'll give a shout out right here too. So make sure to go hit them up on the socials, all stream platforms. Go check out their song Ashes, and keep your eyes open for any new material and songs that are coming out in the near future. And for God's sakes, can we get this guy a fucking drummer already? So
Come on, you drummers. Where the hell you at? Bring it. Come on.
You're from here. So, all right. But this is also promotion too. Get the drummers out there. So, all right. But Tarek, thanks again so much again for coming on here, mate. So you do stay safe and God bless you, mate. Rock on. And lastly, give me a pose. Stay tuned, y'all.
God bless you as well, man. Thank you so much.